All right, y'all, good morning, good morning. So it's Saturday morning. It's about 9 o'clock. Not gonna be, I mean, I got work to do today. I got a pretty good bit of work. I'm gonna cut that regular route I do every other Saturday, man, you know. I'm just gonna do it by myself, man. I don't really want to deal with a whole lot of hoopla and a lot of hassle. I'd rather just do all the work, man, than have guys out here that you know, that don't appreciate it, that don't, you know, that always got something smart to say. So I just do it by myself, man, you know. Either way, you know. So yesterday, y'all know what happened yesterday, and I got done. I mean, you know, nothing's gonna stop it, man. So, you know, you would think, and I don't know, I ain't the smartest dude in the world, but you would think that guys that worked out here for years and years out here with me would know me by now and would know what the expectations are as far as our dialogue, you know. But you know, the time it takes on a job is not really a negotiated thing. I don't negotiate with the guys that work for me. I know, and maybe, just maybe, y'all, my expectations are just too much. You know, but I don't think they are, but you know, they might be, you know. I know this, I'm gonna put it like this, y'all. If I work for a guy like me for 2 seasons, 3 seasons, you know, I would have learned a whole lot of stuff, right? You wouldn't have to keep telling me what setting to put the deck on. Dude kept saying that I told him what setting to put on. I didn't even go over there to that job until I was done with the other one. He had already cut the whole side piece and was working on the back before I even noticed that it was taking him so long. Y'all saw the video, and that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why it was taking him so long, because he was cutting it too short. You know, he's trying to cut it on the same height now that he does in, you know, July. He's trying to time it, you know, like you would in July, and it's a whole nother animal, you know, this time of year. Instead of thinking about all that, the time and how long, it seems funny that these guys remember how long it's supposed to take and how much money they're supposed to get and all this, but they can't remember what setting to put the mower deck on, or they can't remember the instructions on, if it clumps up, pick the deck up. The grass was not any wetter there than it was on the job across the street, and I did the job across the street. So I don't know what they're talking about. The mower, as far as it being the mower, well, we're gonna see, because I use the mower. I'm gonna use the mower today, so we'll see. I know it ain't the mower, though. I know it ain't. You know, it's the operator, not really. You know, I don't know, man. You would think that these guys would figure out the mower, the settings, the grass, and everything. But that was the only thing I slipped up on yesterday, was sending him over there and me not going over there to make sure he was on a good mower setting to be efficient. That was what I mean. Damn, man, I can't think of everything all the time, man. You know, I slipped. That's where I slipped up. I should have went over there before I ever went into that other one, in the gate of that other one. I should have went over there and made sure that he was on the correct setting. That's what I should have done. Because he's trying to cut that grass on the same setting you cut the grass, the back 40 on the very first one in the cul-de-sac. I mean, I don't know, dude. If it's clumping up, pick the deck up. I mean, it's that simple. When it wasn't sopping wet. I mean, yeah, there was dew on the ground, but it wasn't crazy wet, man. You know, the concrete wasn't wet. The road wasn't wet. You know. I'm just in awe of these guys that want to remember. They remember how much money I owe them, and they want to tell me, well, maybe a blade's bent or something. Coming from a guy that don't even that don't even know how to change the blades. They ain't never even changed the mower blade on any of these mowers. But they now all of a sudden they a doctor on blade and blade sharpness and blade integrity. Crazy, dude. You know, it's like every day it's something new that I have to show these guys, or I have to remember everything. I mean, dude, everything on a job that we cut every 2 weeks. And the mower blades on that mower were changed at the same time the other Exmark mower blades were changed. And the other Exmark mower, the one that I run normally, it's ran twice as much as the one that dude was on yesterday. So they're always trying to deflect fault when, you know, nobody likes to be wrong, me included. Nobody likes to make mistakes, me included. But I'm never going to get no better if I can't say, you know, man, why didn't I pick the deck up? That would have been the smart thing to do, you know? And as far as sending them home or whatever, the timing and all, they make it sound like I just, you know, that, man, I was working, man, he just sent me home for no reason at all. And, you know, that's ridiculous. I didn't send dude home because he was slacking and because it was taking him forever, even though it was. That ain't why he got sent home. I mean, that ain't even close to why he got sent home. Why he got sent home was a smart mouth. That's why. Don't get it twisted. Stupid shit, man. You know. And like I said, yes, they don't. I mean, you're not gonna come out here and challenge me every time I say something to you. It ain't worth it to me. It ain't, as you can see today. Normally, I would have had dude help me today, but he ain't helping me today because I can't deal with that crap today. I need a few days away from him, you know, if I lose my shit. And to hear them talk about it, it's well, man, I didn't do anything. He's just being overly dramatic. He's just being this and being that. Because I take what we do and what I do for a living seriously, man. It's my livelihood. I take it personal when I got a guy that's insulting me, basically, on the job. Minimizing the things that I'm pointing out to him that will only help him. Really, it will only help him. But they too know it all to think about like that. Ray's just making a big deal out of nothing. That's the way they look at it, dude. You know, to even compare the way him and Drew used to cut it in the summertime, you know, back in July to now is a totally different ball game. And they don't even understand that. Don't even get that. And that property that he was on, there's a part of it in the back is 2 or 3 different types of grass. In the very back behind the house, you do cut it low. You cut it lower. Because it's real slow growing Bermuda grass. But out there on that weedy, fieldy grass, you cut it a little bit higher. And for a guy that's been out here for 3 seasons or so, that's you know, done these yards many times, at what point are they going to know that this grass right here I cut shorter than this grass right here? At what point? I mean, you tell me. Do I have, every time they change, because every yard, especially on the great big ones, every yard has different types of grass on it, and it's obvious to someone that cuts grass for a living. You know, it's not obvious to these guys. I mean, if it is, they're not showing that. You know. So it must not be too obvious to them. On that yard behind the house, on that yard, you would cut it a little bit lower than you do on the front side piece. That's a fact. And if they've been paying attention all the time that they've been over there when I'm telling them these things, instead of minimizing and deflecting, if they listened to what I'm saying, they would have been done known that. But they're too busy trying to figure out why I'm getting on to them. Like it's a personal thing or something. It don't get personal until you get smart with me. That's when it starts getting personal. Every time I go up to a guy and I tell him something, it's for the better all of the job. And if they look a little deeper, it's for the better all of them too. I mean, it just irritates the hell out of me, and they're gonna come in the comments and say something stupid. You know, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Well, I don't know about that. It was longer than 2 hours and 40 minutes. I mean, I got it documented. I know exactly when I left the other job. He was over there a little bit more than 3 hours. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, I look at the clock everywhere I freaking go, man. You know? So, everywhere I go, I'm looking at the clock. And there's no way, just for the record, y'all, there's no way I would have scheduled those 4 properties in July. Well, why, Ray? Because I know it would be next to impossible for 2 people to get those 4 properties done. It would have been really hard for 3 people to get those 4 properties done. The only reason why I scheduled the 4 properties yesterday is because I know what part of the season we're in, and we're in that sweet spot where the grass ain't really growing hardcore and all that. You know, and it's relatively dry as it's gonna be, you know. Not one time did Dude come back and say, you know, I could have weed eated a little bit quicker, and I could have done this a little bit quicker, and I could have done this a little bit quicker, and I didn't have to go over that 3 times a little bit quicker. Not one time do they look at the logistics of what I'm saying. They're too busy deflecting, and that's why they're still as knowledgeable now as they were 3 years ago, because that's what they do. That's how they do. They don't look at it and say, man, I need to really listen to what this dude's saying, because he really is saying things that will really help me. Instead, they're too busy trying to figure out how to deflect it, what kind of smart ass comment they're gonna come at me with. You know. See, I'm a little bit old for that, man. I'm not 20 years old, man. You know. I take it seriously out here. You know. And yesterday, I was pushing the envelope, having 2 guys on those 4 properties. I was pushing the envelope. I knew I was pushing the envelope. And I even had a conversation with Dude and told him, I said, look, man, we're going to have to be very efficient today. You have to really be thinking about what you're doing. But see, that's lost on them. Because every time in the past that I've said something to them about being efficient, about this or about that, they're deflecting. They're not taking it in, soaking it up, and remembering it. They're disregarding it. They're not listening to me. See? I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys have the same thing. So, that's my take. And I mean, you know, being an hour off yesterday, I wasn't happy about it, but I could have worked with it. See, the smart mouth and the things that, well, the smart mouth and coming at me like I'm an ignorant fool out here, You can't talk to me like you do your little J buddies, man. I mean, I'm not that guy. I'm not, especially in my field. I do this for a living every day, and have been doing it since you was in high school. So it's insulting for the guys to disregard what I'm telling them, and then they want to get a smart mouth when I approach them about something they should know. The reason they don't know is because the last time I said something to them about the same thing, whatever it may be, they're too busy deflecting. They're not picking up what I'm putting down. They think they know everything. They think they know how to do this and make good money at it. And yeah, anybody can get on a $15,000 lawnmower that they didn't pay for and make good money. Anybody can. But you got to make good money in a way to where it jives with the rest of the work that we're doing that day. It's appalling, man. You know. But like I said, he would have made, you know, if we'd have got everything done and everything went real smooth, I venture to say, well, I know that if everything went good, he would have at least got $160. At least. So, you know, he got $90 and that was overpaid. He was overpaid for that, considering, you know, the time and everything. But I had to do that according to the money that he helped me generate. But really, it should have been more like $70. But I gave him $90. You know, he should have, but that was too much. But what that did too, it knocked him out of, you know, $70 or $80 yesterday, and it knocked him out of $60 to $80 today. So do the math. You know, all because they want to argue with the man that's paying them. Hell to the no. And then think that the dude think that dude is gonna just be open to having them in the truck with him all day the next day. Not me. See, again, it goes back to you know, what I'm willing to do to you know, like I was talking about the other day, you know, I don't like playing like that, and I don't like doing that, and I don't have to do that, and I will sabotage my own self just to do that. And the guys that work out here should know that by now, that I'm not your typical thinker. I'm not your typical guy. I ain't I'm not no better or no worse, but I don't think like a lot of other people think I should think. And when I feel like I'm being disrespected and all, then I do whatever I have to do, even if I have to work by myself for 2 or 3 hours, or a day, or 2 weeks, or a week, or a month, or whatever. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to let anybody come out here and act like that, and not take responsibility, and not try to get better. All I want is to do to get better. That's it. Can't get better when you close your eyes when I say something. It's always a reason. It's always an excuse. You know, always. It's never, man, what could I have done to be faster? Dude ain't even ask himself that. See, that's what I do. If the homeowner comes to me and says something, I say, so what could I think to myself, what could I have done to be better in that scenario? The guys that work for me, they don't think like that. They just think that I'm just talking, that I'm stopping the whole production of everything just talking. And I might as well be, because it's, you know. Now, one time did he say, man, you know, I guess I could have done this a little bit better, and I guess I could have done this a little bit faster, and yeah, I didn't really have to weed eat. And another thing over there, another reason why I took it in just a it didn't, just a few more minutes why it took him so long. He weed eated behind the house. The lady does not want us to weed eat behind the house. Simple. Don't weed eat behind the house. She's told me that verbatim. I told them that verbatim. Don't listen. They're too busy trying to figure out whatever they're trying to figure out. You know, they work harder than they have to and take longer. I don't know, man. It just don't make no sense to me. Oh, yeah, I got to go ahead and get this battery. So today, I'll be rocking the Ferris and the Exmark mower that don't cut good. I'll be rocking those two mowers today. And I got that big area to cut. I got about 4 or 5. But it's a decent paying day, you know. Around $420, $430, you know. And it's and normally I wouldn't even attempt to do this. Well, I mean, I would, but I would have help out here, right? But I don't have help out here today because of, well, because I don't want to deal with it, you know. And also, I know that I can get away without help. It ain't gonna, of course, it's gonna take me longer because I know the grass ain't growing hardcore. So I know the yards are gonna go a lot quicker. A lot quicker. I've calculated that, you know, just like I did yesterday. But calculating and everything, when you got guys out here working for you, they don't always calculate out right. 200 bucks for a battery, 192 for a battery, y'all, man. It just seems expensive, man. I can remember when I was getting batteries for 80 bucks. All right, y'all, so I just pulled up to this one. Y'all been over here a bunch, man. Y'all know it's a great big, pretty big cut. Yeah. So yeah, I got the battery in. A little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. There's a lot of corrosion and stuff. You know how they go. So I'm gonna grab a weed eater and zip around this property real quick. And the way I'll weed eat this one, I'll start right there. And I'll go around the house, around the back buildings, and back down this way. Done. Weed eating this property, it's about 10 minutes, man. This property right here. Don't make it any harder than it has to be. So that's my motto. That's my motto anyway. All right, y'all. Was that, y'all? Less than 10 minutes, done. 10 minutes. I mean, really, actually about 8 minutes. And that's all you need to do. That's simple, man. It ain't rocket science, y'all. It ain't rocket science. Exmark just did this. I don't know if y'all can see those lines or not. That's bent blades and all. Yeah, same mower, same blade, same everything. It just cut all this. Everything you see. So much for the theory that does work though is don't cut it too low. See, if I'd have cut this really low, then we would be dealing with all that stuff you saw dealing with yesterday. And this grass is actually wet. Yeah. So it's sprinkled over here a little while ago. So much for the bent blade theory, okay? And that's why you don't get better, because you don't listen. It's that simple. I mean, if I'd have cut that lower than that, then I'd had a lot more grass to deal with. I don't have to cut it low. Why would I cut it really low? It's not growing. It's not gonna grow. So why would I make the yard either look crappy or have to spend a bunch of more time cleaning up and going over and all that? And if you're gonna try to get rid of clumps and you're going over clumps and stuff, you need to pick the deck up a little bit. Don't just go over them the same height that you cut it at. You know, when a yard gets clumped up on me, and sometimes it happens, I don't go back and forth over it with the deck. If I'm on a 3, I don't go back and forth over it trying to disperse the clumps on a 3. I'm on a 3.5, maybe even a 3.75. But y'all gotta admit, that looks pretty freaking good if you ask me. I'm just saying, man. How hard was that, man? Not hard at all. I mean, I don't even think Ray busted a sweat, to be honest. You see, I didn't have no drama in my head. I didn't have to worry about somebody else out here, you know, doing their own thing. And I know that everything is done over there, without a doubt. I know that I'm not going to get any calls. And I know that didn't nobody get on my freaking nerves. So, that's important, you know. But y'all know what it is, man. It's Sammy time Saturday. See ya.